Hi, so first video blog, first topic is structure of spectacle. And obviously what's been huge in the media and what everybody's been worrying about is like Hurricane Irene. Well, obviously now it's over, but um, I first found out about Hurricane Irene the morning before um, I went to the hospital, and I volunteered at a hospital over the summer, so I used to be there from like 8 to 4, 3 days a week, and so I was like really active with like all the employees there, and they all knew a lot about me, I knew a lot about them, and they would let me in on some of their meetings so I got to experience it and stuff. So I found out the morning before I went to the hospital, and then once I got there, one of the craziest things, I've never thought that people could rush so quickly to get things prepared, and the hospital already had a plan. They were handing out letters of that doctors and nurses could stay overnight if they needed to. They were going to have cots because you need doctors there, you need nurses there. There are patients that need to be helped. Just because there's a hurricane coming doesn't mean that they don't matter anymore. And it was just crazy because it was like lockdown totally. Other hospitals were already evacuating, and they needed places to send their patients. So everybody who's getting like not serious surgery pretty much got kicked out of the hospital. People who didn't need to be there and could take care of themselves at home, they were being discharged. I've never seen patients discharged that quickly in my entire life. Usually it takes hours, and they were fishing them out. They were pushing them. If these patients like could barely walk, they'd be like, okay, okay, just go, just go, just go. And it was just crazy to see like how quick they thought of a plan and how bad people were reacting. And I read the newspaper that morning too, and it was blown up everywhere. And I never thought that I would ever see a hurricane ever in my entire life, especially living in New York. I'd never even heard of a hurricane, let alone an earthquake a few days before, which I felt and was crazy because I was at the hospital for that too. And I worked in the cardiology department, and I was by where they have all the heart monitors, and almost every patient's heart rate was going up because we all felt it. There were oxygen tanks that were like falling on the floor, and it was crazy. And then a few weeks before that, there was a hailstorm near my house, and literally hails like the size of softballs. Like car windows were broken, houses were damaged, and it was just like one thing after another. And hearing about Hurricane Irene, it's like, okay, well, this isn't none of the other things we expected, the earthquake or anything like that, so this must be bad because we're preparing so much for it. And I knew I had to move into school soon, and I was worried that, I mean, like my grandparents are older, they live alone, stuff like that. And when I got home from the hospital, and obviously one of my other thoughts was, crap, I might miss Jersey Shore because the power might go out, which is a crazy thought. And you think, like, we're all adults by now, we should definitely not be thinking about Jersey Shore because we're making them loaded, first of all, for being idiots. But I mean, it's hardcore entertainment. How can you not watch it? It's hard not to. And everyone on Facebook, that was their first thought, like, gonna miss Jersey Shore, gonna miss Jersey Shore. Like, literally, I have never seen so many people so scared about not having their TVs. And it was just so weird to see that, like, people my own age, and we're so much older now, we're not little kids, that was our first thought. And there's supposedly a huge storm coming that could ruin our houses, could ruin a lot of things. We might be stuck in our houses for days. At least that's what they made it sound like. The governor of New Jersey's on the TV telling people that it's stupid if they don't evacuate and to get the hell out. Literally, I heard him say that. And the fact that someone was so serious about it is terrifying. That means it was going to be crazy. So my first choice was, I'm going to be at school when this happens because this will be definitely interesting. All my friends will be there. Like, it'll be crazy, and that's definitely one of the most safest places because we have our own generator and stuff like that. And then to see that literally the morning, I mean, the winds were crazy. Campus is a little bit of a wreck. I went on an adventure the next day with my friends, and I got cut up all over my legs because it was at night, and we just couldn't see where we were going. There were tree branches everywhere, and it was a mess. But it was definitely an experience, and I can definitely say I experienced a tropical storm because it wasn't a hurricane by the time it hit us, but it was just crazy to see like how much of a stir Hurricane Irene actually made near us, and how everybody was so panicked about it, and then it turned out to not be that big of a deal at all. And then I went on that night on Facebook, and everyone was like making their statuses, oh, so glad I got to watch Jersey Shore, Hurricane Irene, like you weren't as much as you like were chimed out to be. But so that's the structure of spectacle that I focused on today. So glad everybody stayed safe and dry, and that's the end of it.